So let's take a moment to notice the breath. Noticing if your breath is shallow or deep. Quick or slow. Notice where it's possibly catching and where it's flowing. Where do you feel it the most in your body? And then taking deep inhales in through the nose into the diaphragm and long, slow exhales out. On your exhales, releasing your day, any thoughts that you don't need, perhaps releasing thoughts about the future. And releasing any tension that you feel in your body, especially in your jaw, shoulders, and hips. So first, a quote. I accept everything about my. Oh, let me try that again. I'm sorry. Accept everything about yourself. I mean, everything. You are you, and that is the beginning and the end. No apologies, no regrets. So, our class today is on Santosha, which means contentment. For many of us, looking at the ways we are imperfect and how we can be better or stronger is far more natural than just looking at the ways we are already pretty great. A critical eye serves us well in some environments, but it's exhausting and counterproductive to spend so much time on relentless improvement. Santosha reminds us to look at ourselves and find peace and acceptance, a far harder process for some of us. In our yoga practice, Santosha is about accepting our perceived limitations and what's more, celebrating them. It's about finding a sense of contentment for where we are in the in a movement practice and where we are in an emotional and spiritual practice. So I invite you here to scan your body. Notice what feels tight, tired, and sore. And notice that is where your attention goes first anyway. But now notice what already feels good. Notice where your body is already at ease, content, and comfortable. So making some small movements here in fingers and toes. Perhaps rolling around wrists and ankles. And then hugging both knees in towards your chest. Maybe you rock from side to side, or maybe you make circles with your knees. And whenever you are ready, rolling over to one side, whichever side is calling for you. And then slowly making your way up to seated. All right, so from seated here, let's find some seated cat-cows. So rounding your spine, tucking your chin, tucking your tailbone. And then moving in the opposite direction, heart opens up towards the sky, shoulders roll back and down the spine. And just keep moving here at your own pace. And then making your way back to center. And we'll come into a tabletop pose. So wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And then finding some C shapes here. So allowing your hips to come over towards the left side, perhaps looking over your left shoulder. On your inhale, coming back to center. And on your exhale, coming over to the other side. And just moving back and forth here with your own breath. All right, making your way back to center. And then we're going to come into a puppy pose, allowing your hips stay over top of the knees and allowing your arms to come out long. Maybe the forehead comes to the earth, or perhaps you use a prop to place underneath the forehead and melting the heart down towards the earth. Slowly coming back into your tabletop pose. And then we're going to find a child's pose. So I invite you to take any variation that feels good for you here. And remember to listen to your body today. Only do what's comfortable for you. If we come into a pose that doesn't feel right in your body, please come out, take a break, and then join us again whenever you are ready. All right, so we'll make our way back into our tabletop pose. Curling the toes under, sending your hips up and back behind you, downward dog. Shoulders roll back and down the spine. Gripping the fingers into the earth. Perhaps you pedal out your feet here. All right, so walk, step, or hop your feet forward into a forward fold. Feet are about hip distance apart. Take as much of a bend in your knees as you need. Perhaps you allow the arms to dangle, or maybe you grab a hold of opposite elbows And maybe you sway the upper body from side to side. Okay, releasing the arms. And then bringing your hands to your hips on your inhale, lengthen your spine and come on up with a flat back. So we're in mountain pose at the top of our mat. Feet are hip distance apart. Squeeze the inner thighs towards center. Shoulders roll back and down the spine. On your inhale, reaching the arms up towards the sky, extended mountain. And on your exhale with a flat back, swan diving down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands come to shins or thighs, flat back. And exhale, forward fold. We'll take a big step back here with the right foot. So your choice, low lunge, knee to the earth, or high, knee stays up. Squeeze the inner thighs as you rise. We'll find a slight back bend here. So slight tuck of the tailbone, and then allowing the heart to open up towards the sky. Inhale back to center, and exhale, hands come down to the earth, step back into your plank pose. Shifting your weight forward and then lowering knees, tuck the elbows, chest and chin follow. Let's find a baby cobra here. Hands are under the shoulders, shoulders roll back and down the spine, tuck the elbows, tops of the feet push down to the earth. Lift the heart and look down at the earth. Lowering back down to the earth in either reverse push-up or tabletop downward dog. So three-legged dog, right foot reaches up towards the sky. Shift your weight forward, bend into that knee and step the right foot forward. Low lunge or high, squeeze the inner thighs to rise. We'll find a back bend here, slight tuck of the tailbone. Allow the heart to open up towards the sky. Inhale back to center. Exhale, hands to the earth. Step the left foot forward to meet the right into a forward fold. And then arms come out to the side with a flat back, reverse swan dive up into extended mountain. And exhale, hands to heart center. All right, other side. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. This time, left foot takes a big step back. Low lunge or high. Arms reach up high. All right, so option here to leave the arms up towards the sky. Maybe the arms come to cactus arms, or if it's in your body, clasp your hands behind your low back. Shoulders roll back and down the spine. Slight tuck of the tailbone and allow the heart to open up towards the sky. Inhale, come back to center, arms reach up. Exhale, hands come down to the earth, right foot steps back into plank. Shift your weight forward. Lowering knees, tuck the elbows, chest and chin. So I invite you to find your back bend of choice. Maybe it's baby cobra, sphinx, full cobra, shoulders roll back and down the spine. We'll take a couple rounds of breath here. Reverse push-up or tabletop downward dog. All right, so left foot reaches up towards the sky. Shifting your weight forward, step the left foot forward. Low lunge or high. And find your variation of a back bend here. Where do you want to send your arms? Send the tailbone down towards the earth as you open the heart. All right, inhale, arms reach back up towards the sky. Exhale, hands come down towards the earth. Right foot steps forward to meet the left. And on your next inhale, reverse swan dive up into extended mountain. And exhale, hands to heart center. All right, so inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we're going to come into a chair. Send the hips back. Allow the arms to reach up towards the sky. Slight tuck of the tailbone. Heart reaches forward or is opened forward. And exhale, forward fold. We'll take a big step back with the right foot. Ooh, left foot follows. Coming into a plank pose and then back into downward dog. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of core work today. So three-legged dog, right foot reaches up towards the sky. And know that you can always come down into tabletop and do this from tabletop rather than downward dog. All right, we're going to shift the weight forward, send the knee in towards the nose, around the spine. Come back into your three-legged dog. Shift your weight forward, right knee comes towards the right arm. Back into your three-legged dog. Shift your weight forward, right knee towards left arm. Back into your three-legged dog. Shift the weight forward, right foot steps through. We're going to drop the left knee down towards the earth. Squeeze the inner thighs to rise. So sink and settle here into this low lunge. And then we'll find a twist. Arms come out towards the sides, turning towards the right side. Inhale, arms whoop, come back up to center, reaching up towards the sky. Exhale, hand down, twist. Left hand under the left shoulder, right hand to the right thigh. Lengthen your spine and turn towards the right. Perhaps the right hand reaches up towards the sky. Notice what's going on with the front knee. See if you can keep it over the ankle and in line with the second or third toe. Right hand comes down towards the earth. If you need blocks, feel free to grab them to bring the earth up closer to your hands. We're going to walk the hands back, extend the front leg, toes point up towards the sky, activate the foot. If you need to find a little bit more, maybe you find length in your spine and then hinge from the hips towards that extended leg. So half splits. Okay, from our half splits, we're going to find a twist. So left hand is on the floor or on a block. Keep the right foot active. Right hand reaches up towards the sky. Tuck the right hip under. And right hand comes down towards the earth. We're going to shift the weight forward back into that low lunge. We'll make our way into a tabletop pose. And then back into our downward dog. Shoulders roll back and down the spine, grip the fingers. All right, so other side. Left foot reaches up towards the sky. Shift your weight forward, knee comes towards your nose. Round the spine if you can. Come up high in the back toes. Shift back into your three-legged dog. Shift forward, left knee comes towards the left arm, might even touch. Shifting back into your three-legged dog. And forward once again, knee comes towards the right arm. Maybe it touches, maybe it doesn't. Whew, back into three-legged dog. Shift forward and send the left foot through. Dropping the right knee to the earth. Low lunge, squeeze the inner thighs, arms reach up high. If you need to adjust your stance so that you feel a bit of a stretch here along the front of the right thigh. Oh, we may have done it different on this side, doesn't matter. Arms come out towards the side, and we're going to turn towards the left side. We're going to find a hand down twist from here. So send the right arm forward and then down towards the earth underneath your right shoulder. Left arm reaches high. Check the front knee. All right, left hand comes down towards the earth. Come back into your tabletop pose. And then back into child's pose. So find yourself in this moment. Breathe. You are here right now. Can you find contentment here? What can you do to feel even more comfortable, content, or at ease? All right, making your way back into your tabletop pose. And then back into downward dog. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward into a forward fold. And on your next inhale, reverse swan dive up into extended mountain. And exhale, hands come down to heart center. All right, so inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. This time we're going to take a big step back with the left foot, and that foot comes parallel to the back of the mat, setting up for warrior two. Front heel intersects with the middle of the back foot, windmilling the arms up. Right knee is over the ankle in line with the second or third toe, squaring the hips towards the long edge of the mat. Under reverse warrior, back hand comes down, front palm turns up. We're going to reach up and over from the waist, keeping the hips where they are. Inhale, coming back to your warrior two. Exhale, making your way into a side angle. Right forearm comes to right thigh. Left arm reaches up, maybe over towards the front of your mat. Try not to collapse in on your left arm, keeping the torso turned towards the long edge of the mat. Windmilling your arms back up to warrior two. And then we're going to turn that right foot so that it's parallel to the short edge of the mat. Toes of the left foot are going to point out towards the top or left corner of the mat. And you're going to shift your way over towards the left side. So a high side squat. Inhale, come back to center. Let's turn both feet parallel to the sides of the mat. And exhale, hands to your hips, flat back, forward fold. Maybe the hands come down towards the earth. If it's in your body, maybe you clasp your hands behind your low back, shoulders roll back and down the spine, extend the arms up towards the sky. Can you find contentment in this shape? All right, releasing the arms. We'll bring the hands towards the hips. Find length in the spine and coming up with a flat back. Turning the toes of the right foot towards the top right corner of the mat, shifting your way over towards the right side into a high lunge. All right, inhale, coming back to center, turning the right toes forward towards the front of the mat. And then we're going to use our arms, windmill ourselves back towards the front of the mat into mountain pose. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. We'll step the right foot back this time. Warrior two on this side. So when you make your way up, check your front knee, squaring the hips. Reverse warrior, back hand comes down, front palm turns up, reach up and over from the waist. Still bending into the front knee. Windmilling the arms back to warrior two. And we're going to find our side angle, left forearm to the left side, right arm reaches up or over towards the front of the mat. Windmilling your arms back up into warrior two. And then we're going to turn both feet so the toes are pointing up towards the corners of the mat. Sitting down into your goddess pose, send the hips down towards the earth, slight tuck of the tailbone, knees come over the ankles, in line with the second or third toe, finding cactus arms here. Maybe sit down a little further. Back is straight. There we go. All right, straightening the legs, straightening the arms into the star pose. And then we're going to shift our way over towards the left side. So either high side squat or low. Okay, using your hands to come over, walk the hands over towards the other side, high side squat or low. We're going to come back to center, turn the feet so that they're parallel to the sides of the mat. find a wide-legged forward fold. And then hands come to your hips, find length in your spine and come on up with a flat back. Turning the toes of the left foot towards the front of the mat. And same thing we did before, windmill the arms and step towards the front of your mat into a mountain pose. From here, we're going to find a balance. So let's find dancer. So mountain pose, finding the four corners of your feet, squeeze the inner thighs. Crown of the head reaches high, shoulders roll back and down the spine. We're going to shift the weight into the left foot. Bend the right knee and send the right foot back behind you. Activate the right foot. And grabbing a hold of the inside of the foot. Send the knee down towards the earth. You want to keep sending that knee down, maybe even squeezing the inner thighs a little bit. From here, perhaps your left arm, reaches up. And then with an active right foot, kicking the right foot into your right hand. Maybe you start to send that foot up towards the sky. Make sure the knee is pointing down towards the earth. Can you find contentment in dancer? Comfort and ease. Gently releasing here, coming back to your mountain pose and maybe shaking out your feet, shaking out the legs. All right, other side. So we start in a mountain pose or standing balance poses. Shifting your weight into your right foot. Trying not to lock out the right knee. Bending the left knee, send the foot back behind you. Activate the foot. Grab the inner arch of the foot if you can. If not, you can grab the top of the foot. So by grabbing the inner arch, we open the shoulder a little bit more. All right, so kicking that left foot into your right hand. Right arm reaches up. Maybe you stay here, or maybe you start to kick the foot up towards the sky. Keep sending that knee down towards the earth, pointing towards the earth. Notice what's going on with your hips, keeping the hips square towards the front of the mat. Finding a place to focus on that isn't moving. One more round of breath here. And then releasing the left foot, come back to your mountain. Maybe you shake out your feet. Okay, ready? Mountain pose. Inhale, reaching up, extended mountain. And from here, exhale, sit back into your chair pose. Lift the heart up towards the front of the mat. Keep the feet active. Slight tuck of the tailbone. And then we're going to come down to seated so you can follow me or come however you wish. So slowly, slowly lowering the hips down, down, down towards the earth. Whoop, into seated. And then coming down onto your back. All right. From our back, let's find a bridge pose. So feet are hip distance apart, knees are bent. And we're going to push our feet into the earth, lift the hips, squeeze the inner thighs, squeeze the glutes. And go as far as you feel comfortable. Maybe you stay here, or perhaps grab a hold of the sides of the mat. Pull the mat as if you're trying to rip it in half. Send the hips up higher. Or if it's in your practice, tucking your shoulders underneath your body, clasping your hands, and see if you can send the hands down towards the earth. Notice what's going on with your chin. Try not to tuck the chin in towards the chest. We want to imagine there's a grapefruit under there. Keep pushing the feet into the earth. One more round of breath. And then untucking the shoulders if they're underneath you, slowly coming down onto your back. Taking a moment here to allow your back to soften. All right, so a reclined pigeon or the other pose, which name I have forgotten. Right ankle is going to cross over the left thigh. Activate the right foot. Eye of the needle. That's it. All right, so legs can stay here. Maybe you push the right thigh away, or maybe you draw the legs in closer towards the chest, grabbing a hold of the left leg somewhere. Could be pant leg, back of the thigh, or maybe shin. Softening the shoulders, softening around the eye. Notice if you're really pulling and trying to get the tailbone, or sorry, trying to get your legs closer to you and your tailbone is up off the earth. See if you can send that tailbone back down. And if you wish for a little bit more, right hand comes towards the right thigh. Push into that thigh to send it forward. Keep the right foot active. And then soften the shoulders again. Keeping the cross of your legs here, but releasing the left foot down towards the earth. Okay, so this right foot is going to be kind of like an anchor here on the left leg. So maybe you keep the cross in your legs the way it is, or you can always cross at the knees. We're gonna find a twist towards the right side. So arms out to the side, palms face up towards the sky, and allowing the hips to drop over towards the right side. May have to adjust where that left foot is on the earth, totally okay. See if you can soften that right leg as well. That foot, the right foot slips off, maybe find a cross at the knees, or cross at the knees is a little deeper. And connect to your breath. Finding one more round of breath and allowing your legs to come back to center. Uncrossing your legs and repositioning your back flat on the earth. Left ankle crosses over the right thigh, right foot is active. So again, maybe you just push the left thigh away, or maybe you draw the legs in closer to you, grabbing a hold of the right leg somewhere. Softening the shoulders. Soften the hips and the tailbone back down towards the earth. May not come all the way. And if you wish for a little bit more, left hand comes to left thigh. Push into the thigh to send the knee towards, a little closer towards the front of the mat. Softening the shoulders once again. Keeping the cross in your legs, allowing the right foot to come down towards the earth. So again, you can find this figure four configuration in our twist, or if you wish for a little bit deeper, crossing at the knees, allowing the knees to drop over towards the left side. Arms come out to the side, palms face up if you can. Release any holding that you feel in your in your in your hips or in your legs. You'd think after all these yoga classes, I would know my body parts by now. Gently allowing your knees to come back to center and crossing your legs and reposition your back flat on the earth. Okay. If it's comfortable for you, I invite you to find a reclined butterfly. So if you want, you can use props to place underneath the knees or underneath where the thighs meet the hips. We're going to walk the feet towards each other. Soles of the feet come together, activate the feet, allow the knees to come out towards the side. You can always adjust the feet to walk them a little bit closer to the foot of your mat if you need a little less of a stretch here. Palms face up towards the sky. Breathing into the diaphragm. And as you exhale, soften and release any tension that you feel in your body. Can you see the good here? Radical contentment is hard work. It involves being vigilant in your response to any voices in your head that tell you you are not enough as you are. Right now, you are enough. There is nothing to fix here. There is nothing to be done. There is nothing to change or work on. Just be. Gently bringing your awareness back into your space. Perhaps you stretch your legs out long, and finding some gentle movement here in your body. I invite you to take a moment to find gratitude. Gratitude for who you are today. You are enough. In your own time, rolling over to one side, any side that's calling for you. And gently making your way up to seated. Once you get there, lowering or closing your eyes. I honor this virtual space that we are in that has allowed us to come together to practice. I honor all of the teachers from India and around the world who have come before us and brought us this beautiful practice of yoga, of freedom. And I honor you for being here with me today and sharing your practice with me. Thank you for joining me. Have a beautiful evening.